I would like to welcome GIZ Head of the Project Textiles in Pakistan Textile Industry, Ms. Yulia Bazhenova, to please give the opening remarks.
Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. So I am very happy to be here today, and I would like to thank the visionaries behind this conference today. So Dr. Ayazuddin, Dr. Muhammad Amar, and Dr. Faiza. So I really want to thank you for your vision and for making this vision true, creating the platform for private companies, academia, and public institutions to exchange and to work on joint solutions for promoting sustainability, circularity, and reducing carbon footprint. And I think it's very important that we also have young generation here today who are the future of the industry. And it's important to make sure that the strategies for sustainability that you can also develop the possible solutions and approaches to tackle this problem. Before we go with my presentation, I would like to understand whom we have in the room. So if the representatives from the companies can raise your hands, please. Okay. I see we have many representatives from private sector. Then academia, please raise your hands. All right, okay. I see we have quite mid-ground. And from the public sector? Okay, Dr. Nabil. Yeah, it's very important to have the head of national compliance sector, Dr. Nabil, here with us. And I also would like to thank him for his commitment in taking industry on board and developing capacities of enterprises towards international compliances. So I would like to start my presentation with a reference towards the green tsunami, which is coming up to Pakistan. We have the EU Green Deal, and of course there is a trade regime, GSP Plus trade scheme between the EU and Pakistan. And we are currently conducting also the policy gap analysis to understand the implications of the EU Green Deal on Pakistan legal landscape. And there we have identified three long-term, mid-term, and short-term implications. So if we talk about short-term, it's up to 5 years. And within this 5 years, there will be higher production costs, the requirements to capture carbon footprint, and also to introduce sustainable materials in the production. So those are very concrete implications for the private companies. For the midterm, it is important to also comply with the regulations on traceability, digital product passport, also human rights and environmental due diligence are being also imposed on the companies which are exporting to the EU. And if we are speaking about the long-term implications, these are up to 10 years. The companies who do not comply with the traceability, who cannot provide the data relevant for the digital product passport, or do not follow up with the mitigation mechanism for addressing the challenges in human rights and environmental sustainability in their supply value chain, they will not be part of the EU market. So here we see a concrete timeline from 5 to 10 years, which will have very specific implications. And one of the target areas for cooperation between Germany and Pakistan, it's of course to support Pakistan private sector textile industry in transitioning towards the requirements, supporting partners in Pakistan, public, private, in addressing these challenges, in understanding what challenges are coming and how to best embed it into the policies and what should be done on the private sector, on the company's level, what qualifications and training do we need, what skills do we need to acquire, And of course, here the linkages between the university and the private sector are very important. Therefore, I would like also to appreciate the role of GCU Lahore in this dialogue, what we have today, for strengthening these linkages. So the project which I'm representing, it's focusing on supporting private sector readiness, so focusing on small and medium companies for the upcoming regulations of the EU Green Deal. We work in different areas. So on the first hand, we facilitate public-private dialogue, also the preparation of policy recommendations, policy adjustments, and policy implementation for supporting the green transition in the private sector in Pakistan, textile and garment industry. Then, of course, supporting the piloting solutions, technical, financial feasibility studies, implementation to promote circular business models and circular products. But also, on the other hand, strengthening the advisory and consultancy industry so that the companies in Pakistan can get the advisory services to support them in the transitioning towards more sustainable modes and production. Here you can see the map of our support to the partners. For the public sector, the policy gap analysis, this is the starting point. We are working on finalizing it, and the results will be presented in May. The Ministry of Commerce has nominated last year the Advisory Council for Sustainability and Circularity in the textile and apparel industry. This is a public-private dialogue chaired by the private sector representative, Dr. Huram, who is leading the consultations and leading the inputs to the development of the new textiles and garment policy 2025-2030. So it's also a very important process which is taking part. From the GIZ side, we support the public-private policy strategic dialogue, Textile Industry Sustainability Forum, where we also on the one hand present the results of the joint cooperation in implementation of the sustainability initiatives from the public and private sector, initiatives directed towards improvement of labor, social and environmental standards and compliance with international standards in this area. Also, the upcoming activity is the mapping study on human rights and environmental due diligence in the textile and apparel industry supply value chain, and also the piloting implementation on technical and financial feasibility for the HREDD. On the private sector side, we support the small and medium enterprises in developing products along with the eco-designs criteria, so circular products, but also piloting their circular business models, so reducing the carbon footprint and improving the efficient use of the resources. Also, the loop cannot be closed without involving the recyclers, and we also have today the representative from recycling industry from Karachi, Mr. Schweb. So thank you also for joining this dialogue. And Pakistan has a very important advantage. If we look at the countries in the region, like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Vietnam, they don't have this recycling capacities what Pakistan has. And Pakistan has two big clusters in Faisalabad and in Karachi. There is a possibility to source post-industrial waste and post-consumer waste, so recycled cotton and wool from Pakistan. So this is also crucial for Pakistani producers to actually have these linkages with the recyclers, because this would be a good sourcing opportunity for the companies. And of course, for circularity, we need to have recycled content. Yes, and another initiative, it's a Responsible Business Help Desk in Pakistan, which is directed towards bringing the information on requirements for international regulations and compliance to Pakistan. So this is initiative also supported by the German Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. Also, if Pakistan develops higher value products, more sustainable products, it is important to market them and also to bring them to the international customers to have own branding. So this is also support within the German-Pakistan technical cooperation on developing the brand. It's called Sustainable Pakistan. So with this brand, we bring the Pakistani producers to international trade fairs. For example, the products which are being developed within the initiatives, they are marketed there. And we had, for example, in 2023, a very good success where at the Tex World in Paris, the contracts were concluded with the total value of $3.5 million for the sustainable products. So it's not just charity, it is business. And this is important. So here you see some examples of the products which have been marketed at the Tex World. So for example, you see normal products, but behind them there is a usage of recycled materials, for example, recycled leather, recycled cotton, also, for example, eco-design principles like detachability and mono-material usage. So here the examples from the 2023, and this is also one of the example of the product, biodegradable jeans with the sustainable production using less materials for washing and also for decreasing chemical impact and decreasing the water consumption. These are the examples from the current phase, from the circular products. So here it's of course important to understand the trends of the market, what is demanded by international customers, and in the area, for example, of home textiles, the curtains produced from banana fiber, recycled cotton, sourced from Pakistan and Tencel, have a very good potential. Also, for example, hood sweater produced from post-consumer recycled wood, which is sourced again in Pakistan, and also post-industrial recycled cotton. So this is the future, and Pakistan, as the biggest receiver of post-consumer waste, has enormous potential to build up on these resources available. And those products currently are being in the prototype development phase, so we plan, once they are ready, also to bring them to the trade fairs in Europe to support the marketing under Sustainable Pakistan umbrella. And here, for example, another product categories like motorcycle leather jacket from recycled wool, or, for example, spa box, which also use post-consumer recycled cotton. So those are very concrete examples where we work with the small and medium companies in Pakistan, and it shows also that it's feasible. And of course, it is important to have the capacities of the designers, product designers, and here the universities play a very important role, because to integrate this content, what does it mean eco-design, what does it mean the circular product, it is very important that universities also integrate this content, the requirements of eco-design, in their modules, and also for the projects of the students. We have example on cooperating with, for example, NED University, TIP University in Karachi, who integrate, and NTU Faisalabad, who integrate also the requirements of eco-design in their graduation project of the students. They bring companies together with the students, and this is also opportunities for the students to create this link for potential future employment, but also to support companies with the newest concepts. Also, if we talk about circular business models, it's not just the products, but it's also the processes. And actually, these are the results from our last year interventions. We work with SMEs and textile and garment sector on updating their production process. And of course, the principle that it's not a charity but a business case lead us in this. And here you can see that intervention in 6 areas like fabric waste reduction, installation of energy efficient fans, automation control of lights, improvement in boiler efficiency, waste heat recovery, and adoption of renewable energy, helps to reduce the carbon footprint of SME by 70 to 80%. The investment which company needs to do, it's not huge. It's 4 to 6 million Pakistani rupees, and this amount is being repaid within 2 to 3 years. But with this, you reduce 70 to 80% of carbon footprint. So this has a very concrete implications, and I wanted to showcase that it's not just the product but the process which play a very important role in the promoting sustainability. Another point, I'm very happy that we have also recyclers today with us, because recycling, it is important. According to the EU Green Deal regulations, there will be regulations for compulsory recycled content in the products. So of course the question is where to source it from. And in Pakistan, there is capacity to do it. So we have been working last year with the recycling cluster in Faisalabad to support them with improving the machinery retrofitting, so mechanical recycling, to increase the fiber strengths and fiber lengths, but also to improve the, for example, solid waste disposable, to improve the chemical usage, also increasing the occupational health and safety standards in the industry, and working with them through the dialogue for sustainability, so introducing the change throughout the company, throughout the hierarchy, to actually look for solutions how to make the companies more sustainable and implement the solutions for the current challenges. Here you see some examples of the interventions. Our partners were the Satyana Textile Recyclers Association in Faisalabad and also National Textile University in Faisalabad. Here you can see the results of our intervention. So with the equipment solutions for retrofitting, which are also locally available in Pakistan, and integrating it, improving the SOPs, improving the operations, and also introducing the personal protective equipment, we reached the results, for example, on increasing fiber lengths by 20%, decreasing the short fiber content by 11%, also increasing uniformity of the thread, but also, for example, the rates of energy consumption, rework, and also maintenance costs were significantly reduced. So it's also a business case. It's also the savings which make companies more productive and release the resources which can be reinvested for further upgradation and extended of production capacities. Here you can see a very, I would say, important highlight. It's the launch of the Responsible Business Help Desk. It is hosted by FPCCI, Federation of Chamber of Industry and Commerce of Pakistan, and now the RBH offering training for industry, but also to academia and the consulting industry on the topics of eco-design, digital product passport, and also we have in the pipelines trainings on life cycle assessment and advanced recycling technologies. Here you can see some examples from the interventions on eco-design, the trainings in Lahore and in Karachi. But of course, it's not just the trainings, capacity development. In order to multiply and upscale the sustainability practices, it's important to have the community. It's important to have a strong network among the industries. And also with the support of the German Development Cooperation, we strengthen the communities of businesses, regional cluster in Lahore, Sialkot, Faisalabad, Multan, Karachi. And these are the networks which have also structure, cluster heads, the working groups where industries come together to work jointly on the solutions for promoting sustainability. The idea is that all the knowledge is there. It's important to untap it. It's important to jointly look for the solution, to exchange, to visit each other. And so far we have reached very good results for promoting the cross companies and cross-regional exchange. So here you can see some impressions from the sessions, of communities of practices. And yeah, now I'm coming to the end of the presentation, and I want to say that it is important to strengthen the collaboration. Industry, private sector, public sector, only joint efforts can support us on this quite challenging journey, but very necessary one. And also it is not that something which has to happen in the distant future, it's already happening. So I want also to highlight the need for action and also the development of concrete solutions which easy to implement, which easy to replicate, and from our side we support this transformation process, and we're also looking forward for further very fruitful collaboration. Thank you very much.
Now, I would request Professor Dr. Faiza Sharif, Director, Sustainable Development Study Center, to present Yulia Bazhenova with a souvenir.